What is up, Internet? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ryman's Bizarre Adventures through Katawa Shoujo. With you, as always, is me, Ryan, aka Ryman. Oh my goodness, we have a new picture! It's a picture of a hand on a chest. Okay, I'm gonna guess we get a new picture every time we get into a new act in which we're going in a weird direction. We're like going up and to the left. I don't know. Weird. All right. Where was I? Yes, the last time I was here, we got into Act 4. It's like we're in the tunnel of completion, at least for this playthrough, and you can see the light. But anyway, we're not going to reach the end of this tunnel by sitting here in the main menu talking about absolutely goddamn nothing. Wow, it was really the last time I played this was August 22nd? 27th? What time is it now? What time is it now? Alright, current time where I am right now is 8:50 p.m. Monday, September 4th. Let's just fucking roll with this. I woke up, took my pills, had a nice shower, quickly slipped on my uniform, ate a tasty breakfast, grabbed my bag, and headed off. Not in that particular order. I'll leave y'all to figure out what order that was, as I remember to set up my goddamn timer. Yeah, for fuck's sake. There we go! As per usual, my usual daily routine. It was only after arriving in class that the normality of the day was thrown off. After taking my seat, I watched my classmates trickle into the room over the next hour, until every empty seat was eventually taken, other than Hanako's. Where's everyone's eyes? That's legit creepy. Who's the blonde chick? Focus. Speaking of focus, it's like a white ghost fart underneath the blonde chick. That's a ghost girl. Oh, the theory of there being a Katawa Shoujo 2, but it's in a paranormal setting is like, ooh! And, oh god. I can never get used to the idea that she just doesn't show up to class every now and again. It feels all the more worrying now as well, given that Lily's left. As Muto continues to drone on, I find my gaze flickering every so often over to her seat. Flickering over? Dude, apparently you are doing a full fucking 180 to look behind you. That's not flickering your gaze, flickering over. That's not like, oh, out of the corner of my eye. No, you're taking effort to turn all the way around, as I am right now, to look at nothing, just as I am now. Oh my god. Nobody else seems to... I'm skipping sentences. As if she might appear there at any moment. Nobody also seems to care at all about her absence, but they have little reason to. Hanako being absent from class, after all, is perfectly normal, or at least, it was. Her attendance hasn't been all that bad from what I've seen in my time here. It was apparently much more spotty beforehand. This is also an ominous time for her to be gone. It's the day before her birthday, and my suspicions are starting to rise. After the breakdown she had in class when it was mentioned... Oh, I'm going to say this now. I don't think I can take another feels bomb being thrown at me. Shizune, contain your boobs, girl. It's bursting into the sea. Oh... An increasing amount of thoughts is taken up by how I can help her, but in the end, I feel like I can't do anything. The bell heralding as the beginning of lunchtime rings out, shaking me out of my thoughts. A collective sigh of relief can be heard from the class, though Mateo looks quite put off. He dislikes being interrupted in the middle of his exciting lectures, after all. You know, I have a friend who just recently became a teacher. I should probably ask her if, like, how much of this school shenanigans goes on in her class. She teaches art, so probably not that much. But you would think I would know this because, you know, once upon a time I was in school, but for fuck's sake, that was ages ago now. And, oh, jeez. Just when I'm wondering what I should do on lunch break, given that Hanako and Lily aren't here, the solution presents itself. If Shizune... Oh no. They're gonna pop out at me. If Shizune and Misha close in for the kill because my usual posse is not here, I'm walking away. I'm walking away. Fuck this. I can't just walk away from my problems either. That much apparently is been made apparent. I gotta do my Misha voice again. Oh boy. Stalling for time. Now, oh god, it's been ages since I did Misha. Can I remember how to do her voice? Yeah, afternoon, Hishan! That's probably it. It's like riding a bike, you never forget. Ellipses! Afternoon, Misha. Shizune. You both look as bright as ever. Ellipses. Shishan wants to know if you'd like to have lunch with us today. Sure. It'll be good to have some company. I apparently have no choice. The cafeteria hums with activity, much like my old schools did. Yamako is different, though, in how strangely civilized the lunchtime rush is. Yeah, normally it's like a fire drill in Chinatown. But was that racist? That's probably racist. What one would expect to be an unruly mob jumping at the bit to get to the serving area is rather a neat and organized line. There's a small amount of jostling. People's heads are often craning around to check on what's happening up ahead, but it's pretty subdued. This is due, no doubt, to the very serious rules regarding to such matters in this school. The same strict discipline is observed when students move in the hallways, or come to and from their dormitories at the school and the school gate. While the reasons for that may be slightly off-putting, I've come to quite like this sense of order that's enforced in the school. I didn't really like being told by Shizune and Misha to get their lunches, though. I feel a little used as I take a seat at the table where they're sitting, plunking their food down in front of them. Sweet bread and strawberry milk for Misha, a bowl of ramen and juice for Shizune. I heave a sigh of relief as I put it all down. That was not a sigh of relief, that was a yawn. Oh god. I need to trudge along through this before my melatonin kicks in. After the significant difficulty I had in carrying it all, in addition to my own lunch. Thank you! Misha claps her hands together before popping open the wrapper and digging into her bread ravenously. Shizune simply gives an appreciative nod before giving her steaming ramen a stir and blowing on it a little to cool it down. I open my own lunch. Another packet of sweet bread, and I take a bite before washing it down with some juice. The bread is very sweet, So much so that I end up forcing myself to stomach it just to get the experience over with. Midway through, I decide to take a break from the difficult task and ask what's on my mind. So, I'm guessing you two had a reason to drag me down here. You two seem to always have an ulterior motive, after all.
What are you thinking, Cheyenne? We don't have any for.
I'm not reading this. I don't mean to read this like a retard. I'm trying to actually make heads or tails what she's trying to say. Oh, her mouth is just full. Oh, her mouth is full of sweet bread as she speaks. It's a pretty unpleasant sight. Shizune looks a little grossed out before going back to eating her ramen. I wait until Misha swallows. Internet, no. Internet, no. No. Internet, please, no. The internet has ruined me. I wait until Misha what she has in her mouth before speaking again. You know, finishing that sentence didn't help. You're not buttering me up to make me work with you after school?
Nope.
Not trying to extract information from me that I might not want to give?
Nuh-uh.
Fine. You win. I guess you just wanted to eat lunch with someone as intelligent and handsome as me, then. I won't go that far, Hisao.
That's it, Cheyenne. You got it.
You know, sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do if people walk in on me during one of these recordings. You know, it's like my dad's gonna walk in and he's like, "How you doing, son? Are you winning the video games?" And I'm just gonna be like, "I don't know, Dad." You tell me. I'm kind of going through the motions here. Shizune looks unimpressed as Misha finishes signing our conversation and sucks in the last of her long noodle. She sucks her own lips. Internet, no! Ellipses. My mind's in the gutter tonight, folks. I apologize. Oh, man.
She says you shouldn't be so suspicious of us. She's just doing her duty as a class representative is all.
How is she, or are you doing that? As much as I hate to admit it, it looks as if I still have trouble communicating with Shizune. Why? You just talk to her! How is this hard? It should be a simple matter of keeping eye contact with her and addressing Shizune instead of Misha in my speech. Exactly! But when someone else is doing the talking for her, it's a surprisingly difficult task. No! It's really not. Is it just me? I get ellipses.
It's the class representative's job to ensure everybody's doing all right in class, isn't it?
Not really. Wait, how is making me get your food ensuring that I'll go well in class? Shizune huffs and adjusts her glasses disapprovingly. Ellipses.
So this is the thanks we get for giving you companionship during lunchtime?
That's a total dodge of the question. Wait, hang on. The music's cut out. They usually mean shit's about to go down. How did you know that I... Ellipses.
There's a way in Hanako is that shit. And since those two are the only people you hang around with...
That's true. We need more friends, dude. Why don't we... We should invite Kenji out to lunch with us. She agrees. He's gonna say no, but...
You also made it kind of obvious to see.
Oh, how did I make it obvious to see? You mean with my oh-so-subtle glance completely behind me? No! Ouch. I may well have done so. But she didn't need to rub it in. Maybe this is payback for before. Right. Well, thanks. I appreciate it, and that isn't sarcasm. The two nod, and we get back to finishing our meals. It feels a little embarrassing to be accompanied just because they notice I was lonely. But it isn't as if they're strangers either. I'm so fighting the urge to start singing right now. It isn't long before I finish the last the last of my bread and start on the last of my juice. And as I do so, I find my mind wandering back to what I've been thinking about before the two interrupted my train of thought. It feels like I'm the only one in the class that so much as acknowledges Hanako not being there. It felt like this the other time she skipped class, but now it's even more so acutely annoying. Does nobody care if she's happy or not? Have they just written off any possibility of helping to make her better? Even Motoro doesn't try to keep her in class, and I'm still not wholly convinced by his reasoning.
Hey, Hishan, is your juice past its expiry date?
Nani?
You were pulling a weird face, like this!
That's just my default face. I don't know how to explain it to you. As if it were needed, Misha mimics my own expression. Her exaggeration makes me grimace, though. Shizune at least takes some amusement from it. I was just thinking about Hanako. Misha's interest is piqued. I can tell by her face. And so is Shizune's, once my words are interpreted for her. I'm just worried about her being absent so often. Especially now, though, what with her birthday coming around. The memories of that incident in class are still fresh in their minds. Their faces alone are telling that much. Do you know anything about Hanako? Anything that might help? Misha shrugs and looks to Shizune, who mulls on this for a while. Ellipses.
The only people she ever talked to for more than a sentence or two are you and Lily.
Shizune may not be able to convey Lily's name in a derisive tone of speech, but I feel as if it comes through her sign language. The effect is lost, however, after Misha's interpretation. Ellipses.
There are a couple of things we know about Hanako as student council members, thanks to the records that pass through our hands, but we can't say anything about what's in them.
Understandable. It sounds like a lot of nurses' patient's confidentiality. Every time I find someone that knows something about Hanako's past, it turns up being a dead end. The only way I'll ever find out is by asking her. I don't know if she'll let me know such things, but if it's for her sake, I have to at least try. Ellipses.
Don't worry about it, Hishan. It happens every year, after all.
That doesn't remove my sense of worry at all. I still feel a little at fault for what happened in class, but it feels like it goes further, even without their confirmation of that fact. Misha notes my troubled expression, her own unusual happy and reassuring face dropping.
Everyone has problems they have to deal with, right, Hisham?
Yeah, I just wish I could help Hanako more with hers. With that, the conversation trails off on a depressing note. Eventually, Misha manages to pick the mood back up through her usual bright and bubbly antics, but my mind remains focused on Hanako. I'll go check on her later. Tick, 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 tick. I make sure my door is locked after dropping off my school bag. The dorms are quiet. Ito keeps me occupied longer than I expected, discussing my studies after class ended and pressing me on some worksheets to give to Hanako, almost as an afterthought. Absorbed in thought, I'm late in registering the shadow that appears in front of me. Looking up reveals the owner of said shadow. Here we go! I know it's coming! Yeah!
Hey, man. Haven't seen you in a while.
And I haven't done your voice in a while. I don't know if I'm fucking that up. Oh. Hi.
What's with that response?
My absent-minded greeting visibly annoys him. I probably have the same reaction. Sorry. Just thinking about a lot of stuff.
Thinking's a pretty poor excuse to not aiding the war effort.
And how goes the war?
I am preparing. Right now, I need money to help with those preparations.
Oh my god, I'm not giving you more money. No, I don't think we ever got our money back. Wait, did we? Did we get our money back? Okay, I think we did. I'm gonna have to go back, but I think we did. If you want me to loan you money, just say it.
No, man. I'm good. I talked to this Iron Bank thing. They seem pretty solid.
You're good? You don't want my money? My money too good
for you? Hey, man. Don't look so surprised. It's insulting. I'm pretty big in the competitive bowling scene. But yesterday, I found some guys who didn't know that.
Yes, the manly sport of bowling. I'm fairly sure that betting would be against the school rules.
Not if that bowling alley was in the back alleys of Shanghai.
What? I think I just came up with an awesome movie plot.
School rules don't matter. This is a war situation. People these days, they have no appreciation for what war means.
Oh my god, I feel worried that I think I might have said something along those lines in my life at some point. So what do you need this money for, dare I ask?
Non-perishable canned food. Building materials. Mostly, corrugated iron and wood panels. First aid kit. Camping heater. Portable radio. Sleeping bag. Flashlight. Mechanical clock.
See, I've got that. I can get that. I work construction. I could probably get that. I can get that. I don't have that. I've got that. I don't have that. I've got that. I've got that. I've also got a number of other things. I don't think I'm obliged to tell you people what it is for survival situations, but moving on. At first, it strikes me as a rather random assortment of objects and materials, but after a few seconds, it clicks. Isn't that the list of materials for a fallout shelter?
Ah, so you've read a Protect and Survive booklet.
It's good to see someone so acknowledgeable about how to protect themselves.
I don't have that. I've got the zombie survival guide. Does that count? You don't seriously think...
It's a non-zero possibility.
No, I'm pretty sure there's a zero possibility of that ever happening. He slowly and dramatically raises an eyebrow. Well, as dramatically as one can raise an eyebrow. Oh, dude. You can raise an eyebrow really fucking dramatically. I know. The chances... I don't know, 0.1 to the trillionth place. It's infinitesimal. Besides, where can you build a fallout shelter anyway? Certainly not on campus. You can build one in Texas, I know that. From my understanding, there are a lot of places you don't need zoning permits. Don't ask me how I know.
It's my summer holiday project while I'm at home. My dad said I can do it.
You have a pretty awesome dad. Really?
Yeah. He thought I'll improve my crafting skills and manual dexterity or something.
Knowing Kenji, his dad probably just thought it might keep him out of his hair for a while. Still, it does make me wonder what his parents are like. Maybe they're totally normal and Kenny is just an aberration. On the other hand, maybe it's a kind of paranoia and fearful survivalism runs in the family.
Hey, want to help me build it? You look like the type to be handy with tools.
How do you know? Every day I'm convinced this game is sentient and knows people.
If I had your help, we could make a really badass bunker instead of just a fallout shelter, equipped with anti-air guns and machine gun pillboxes.
I doubt that. Playing soccer before my accident gave me good footwork, but I've not really tried my head at anything approaching real handiwork. I'm not really... I'm busy over the holidays anyway, I'm afraid.
A shame. If the feminists ever get a hold of the launch codes, I fear that so few will be prepared.
And your fallout shelter will protect you from a nuclear bomb explosion, in case that this does happen.
A fallout shelter isn't meant to protect against the blast. That's what a blast shelter is for. I thought you knew better.
My mistake.
My home is pretty far away from any major military sites.
Not mine. Oh, fuck.
So the fallout following a nuclear exchange is a bigger concern than the blast itself. What this'll do is keep the dust and other particles away from me, my food supply, and my sleeping area. It's gotta last me at least 14 days, though.
14 days is a pretty long time.
It is. I need 1 liter of water a day for drinking. 2 optimally so that I can wash as well. Toiletry is easy enough. Just garbage bags in a bin placed outside the shelter area. Food means canned supplies, of course.
I don't know what's more disturbing, the fact that he knows this much about, like, this shit, or the fact that I know a bunch of this too. Oh, man. Of course. And the radio is for outside communication?
Right. So I can pick up a government alerts on what's going on outside. I need a mechanical clock rather than an electronic one in case of the electromagnetic pulse from a nuclear airburst fries it too. There's all the other stuff I need as well, like extra clothing, matches, and candles. I think I still have time to gather it all, though. Maybe.
As much as I hate to say it, I'm a little impressed. He's really researched this and thought it through. Then again, I don't know if I want to live in a post-apocalyptic world with the only people like Kenji having survived. It sounds like you really know what you're doing.
Damn right I do.
It must be hard, living in constant fear like this. He hardly ever socializes either, so the fact that he went bowling with others is in and of itself something of a surprise. This mentality reminds me a little of a certain someone. Thankfully, her fear of others doesn't manifest in such a distinctly eccentric way. One thing I know for sure is that I certainly can't tell him exactly why I haven't been hanging around with him much recently. It's late. I have stuff to do. I'll think about making a fallout shelter or something, though.
Yeah, alright, that's cool. A man has to do what he's gotta do, after all. You should hang out with me sometime, by the way. You're a cool dude. Cool dudes should hang out together, right?
For some reason, that compliment actually feels kind of nice. This situation with Hanako being what it is, though, means that I probably won't be able to fulfill his request. For now, at least. That'd be good. I'll talk to you later about it when I can.
Cool. Later, dude.
He retreats into his dormitory room. I better go see Hanako. I stand outside the door to Hanako's room, hoping that she isn't in too much of a state, as I nervously clutch to the worksheets Muto asked me to pass to her. It's one more reason to visit her, and it gives me something to talk about, so I suppose I should be thankful to him for giving me the task. I rap-a-tap-a-tap. With a long breath to steady myself, I rap my knuckles on the door in front of me. Silence. I listen intently for any sound of shuffling coming from inside, but I can't hear a thing. Oh my... Okay, I'm sorry. That sentence just reminds me of zombie hunts. If you know anything of what I mean, fine. But I don't think I should get into it right now. It just freaks me out. Okay. I knock on the door again, slightly harder. Still no answer. How strange. Scratching my head, I make one last attempt at getting her to answer as I knock on the door one final time. Normally my way of knocking on the door, so people know it's me, dot. Hanako, it's just me. Muto said to give you some stuff. For a while, the attempt seems just as unsuccessful as the last. Just before I slip the sheets under her door, though, I hear the handle rattling. Hi, Hanako. As the door opens halfway, I quickly try to see how Hanako's faring. It's a task made somewhat more difficult by her oversized gown hiding so much of her body. She doesn't look sick, or at least not immediately so. To be honest, I prefer that to her expression right now. She looks terribly tired, and appears to be barely acknowledging my presence. Hi, Hanako. Muto wanted me to give you these since you weren't in class today. I hold out the loose sheets, which she tentatively takes in her hands. The way she moves is devoid of thought. Her posture is slumped, in an unusual manner for someone that's so often tense and wound up. Even her eyes keep looking away from mine, doing their best to avoid eye contact. I move my head a little to try and get a better look, but she just ends up turning away. Are you okay? If you're feeling sick or anything, I could go get a nurse. It feels almost pitiful to put on such a routine, get well soon act. I can't think of anything else I could possibly do for her, though. She seems to collect herself a little at the notion, but only a little. Her head remains turned away, but her eyes move towards me. I'm fine. An awkward silence follows. As it lingers, I notice that the sleeves and the cuffs of her gown barely slightly damp stains. Her cheeks are a bit red, too. Has she been crying? I see. I hesitate a little before coming out with the words I really came here to say. Would you like me to stay? I don't have anything urgent to do at the moment, so it wouldn't be any trouble. Her eyes slide away from me, and I lose any hope of an improvement of her mood. I wait for a response, but she doesn't say anything, nor give any kind of gesture. She just stands there, looking away from me. Hanako? She slowly shakes her head. Okay. Good night then. With that, Hanako steps back and closes her door without a second word. More than a little worried, I retreat back to my room. Wandering up the hallway, I keep mulling over what happened. I felt like Hanako was only half there, as if I was interacting with a robot that was just doing what it was programmed to do without any real thought. She was a husk of a person. This is frustrating. I had hoped that meeting with Hanako would help the situation, but I feel like it's only made it harder to understand her. How am I supposed to try and help her when she quite literally shuts me out like that? I don't even bother to turn on the light, opting instead to just simply change in my pajamas, quickly choke down my evening pills, and collapse onto my bed. Hey, that's the end of the chapter. Oh my god. You know, I don't think we're any closer to obtaining any kind of a happy ending on this route. Man. And once again, Hanako doesn't turn up for class. Fuck. Alright, folks. I think I'm going to have to end it there. For now, at least. When we return, I don't know. I really don't know what we're going to do. Hisao, my dude, you're gonna have to start busting out some big guns. We need a fucking smile for once. Oh Lord, someone out there needs to give me strength. But you know what? I think that strength is gonna come from you, beautiful people. If you had any enjoyment whatsoever in partaking in this bizarre adventure with me, give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel to see more. I've got plenty of these videos, obviously, if you can't already tell by what number this video is down below, as well as a whole bunch of other kinds of playthroughs I'm going through. Also, follow the Facebook page. There's a link for that in the description below. On the Facebook page, I post news like when I post a new video, as well as any other shenanigans that, I feel like sharing. Remember to share the video with your friends and family and complete strangers that you don't know so that this beautiful empire can grow. And as always, stay awesome out there, people. Adios.